do that?
Hey, let everybody tell it. Shadow did that first. Wink, wink. I did that first.
You didn't think I knew about that part of it.
Yeah, because what I used to
take
do,
stuff out, just point at stuff.
What I used to do back then, Shadow had his way of doing it. I was doing. I used to say my.
From behind the camera.
but you the host with the most.
Man, I'm enjoying myself this evening.
Oh, yeah, it's cool. Soon as everybody's on it, listen. Tell them where they can find. I don't take over this whole. Tell them where they can find you at.
Man, they can find us on Facebook, The Jenna Club, JEGNA-KLUB. You can find us on Instagram, same thing, The Jenna Club, JEGNA-KLUB. This is actually on our YouTube channel. And it's the same thing, Jenna Club TV YouTube. And our website's the same thing, jennaclub.org, thejennaclub.org.
Also tell them what Jenna means.
Oh, Jenna, it's an Ethiopian Aramaic word. It means keeper of the culture.
That's right.
And that's really what it means. It also means not being scared to speak truth to power, a person who puts everything to their community and not afraid, you know what I'm saying, to speak out for the community or even protect if it means their life. Yep. And that's why we chose that, man, because that's how I feel about my community. This is near and dear to me.
Exactly.
When I was raised and the people in front of me, you know, protected this. They, you know, and it was a beautiful place that brought a lot of people up, and that's what I want to get back. I want that culture to come back.
Amen.
It was protective, you know. What I mean?
Yeah.
It was a flourishing. A lot of people don't realize that this was Atlanta before Atlanta. They don't realize the first free state.
Yes.
They don't realize that. So it's just I want it's a keeper of the culture. I want to bring that back. Understand that we have the power. We have the power. All right. So we have to be the change we want to see in our community.
Yeah.
And it takes us coming together. People like you.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? To come here and do positive things.
Yeah.
And go and then be able to let our youth. See, our youth is the future.
That's
and
it.
we can't build the future for them. We got to build them for the future. So putting that time into them, and they need second chances. They need help. They need to mend. They need to mend. Some of them don't have that network. They need to mend that network. They need it, and that's what we do.
We got to do it.
And that's what Jenna is. That's what it is. That's why we brought that.
I love it, man. That's I mean, it's you. What you're doing, you're getting them early too. You know what I'm saying? Like we do at FBOE, we get them at 17, do something. But if you can get them there, we can do something different with the kids that come in. They can be mentors. Because you want mentees to be mentors.
Correct.
That's the ultimate goal. Yeah. There's no dictatorship. It's about mentees becoming mentors, period. Right. And everybody need to have a mentor. Yeah. Everybody, including ourselves.
Want to be proactive sometimes.
Yep.
Instead of reactive.
Yep, that's the problem.
What I mean, that's what we really want to do.
I don't know why they don't want to go pro. Why don't I want to be an amateur active person? I want to go pro. Right. I want to be an amateur active person. I want to go pro.
Right.
Yep.
So let me see. Is it ready? You got something? No, that means me and you got to switch.
That's right. You got to come sit up here, man. What do you mean?
You got to get into
this. Yeah, don't play that.
Come on, don't play. Hey, we got Vidge. We got Vidge in here. The people want to see Royal Don. Come on.
Come on.
I'm going to switch. I'm letting you know I'm going to switch. We're going to go for this session here. We reenacting them Sunflower days where they had, you know, saying them lovely freestyle battles. Yep. I'm going to let my man, the two real MCs, get up here and recreate what it was. Okay?
You better not put You Can't Touch This beat on here and think we're going to freestyle to it, right? Are they going to be able to hear it? You should tell me I would have brought my speaker here.
We got the best speakers. Our guy just kind of left.
Oh, it's all good.
So do we need to come back to this at the end or something?
We'll come back at the end.
Okay.
And we'll close out with it.
We're going to close out. I'm back. You know what I'm saying?
You be like I'm in your hall. You have to close out with it.
Yeah, we close out with it. We'll come back close. Now, I just want to put this out there. I hope we ain't getting cold feet. I just want to say that because he just put out that song.
That's right. He got a new joint out.
Just put out that song.
He got a new joint out.
So I'm just saying, come on.
Yeah.
All right, so we going to move along.
We're going to get back to it.
We're going to keep going back.
What's up, Facebook?
Yo,
YouTubers?
YouTube, that's it. Hey, make sure that you go follow truthtoreason.com. All right, make sure you
please subscribe to Jenna Club, please. This is for the future, for real, literally.
Let's talk a little bit. I got to say once again, I'm really appreciative to be here at Kinship Cafe in KCK 719 North 6th Street. Appreciate our partnership for this episode with New Wall Street, an investment education community.
Nice.
And then always appreciate the big brother, Gary Wilson with Wilson's Pizza,
right.
Our episode partner down at 1801 Quindaro Boulevard in Wyandotte County. Now, let's talk. I'm going to spit a couple things out at you here.
Okay.
All right, and I just want you to tell me where it comes from or what's in mind. First, the $5 lick.
Lord have mercy. That's my joint, man. That's the first album in Kansas City. Technically second album, but it was the first album. The open season was the first, but $5 Lick, it was an album, man, that I just wanted to do, and I freestyled that, pretty much freestyled that album. Pretty much just went off the head with that for 90% of the stuff. Engineers see me in the studio go, why are you not reading the paper anymore? Because I got frustrated, because sometimes when you write, and Theo can tell you, when you write it sometimes, it don't go right. When you practice at home, it's perfect. Then you get in the studio and put them headsets on, you get cold feet, and you sound like you read off paper. So I started to freestyle and stuff. So I always had problems when I had to do live shows because I didn't know the lyrics. So I freestyled that too. You know what I'm saying? But $5 Lick was an album that remember, I always try to be different. Mm-hmm. Everybody at the time was selling their albums for $10. That's the first thing. Everybody had the hard case CDs. Remember, you open the CD up, they break.
Yeah.
I had the cardboard CDs that look like a record. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I was already different from the get-go. I remember Papa one time grabbed my CD and said, man, this is like a promo CD. And then 2 years later, he's doing the same thing I'm doing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because look, when people put on disc makers, I told you how I always was able to get on some national stuff, disc makers. I'm on the cover of disc makers. Everybody who got discs go, hey man, how did you get on disc makers? How did you get in? How come you and Tech are the only people in Nebraska furniture all over? Because I always was thinking ahead of the curve. Like they may have more money with their clicks or whatever they did, but I was always saying I could get it here. Salute to John Daniels, JD, salute to Alan Spencer, you know, our crew, the Fat That crew, even YBC and Chauncey Clyde. You know, I was always trying to think ahead, you know, and that's what I do. So I wasn't scared to go, hey, how can I get in this thing? Well, I was positive pretty much, so it wasn't like you could, you know, censor me. You know what I'm saying? So it was easy for me to get in. Right. But $5 Lick was a great album. I love that album. Okay. It was, like I say, matter of fact, it was a song dedicated to Erica Green, the young lady that was decapitated, the little girl that was decapitated, that her own parents killed her. Yeah. Yeah. So that's solidified me to stay into the pocket I was going to. $5 Lick is freestyling. I was ready to battle anybody. I didn't care. I used to have a thing at Swope Park in the summer. You know, you go in the daytime where it could be fight, shootout. I was battling on stage against Missouri, anybody, Slick City. I mean, I didn't care. Give me that mic, I was ready to go. Okay. And they know it. They know it.
They know it.
They know it.
Now I'm gonna shoot a couple more at you. We're gonna go because I got a list of these that I want to shoot at you. See what come out. Okay. So we're gonna do a little something to where you just tell me the first thing that come to your mind when I shoot these next things at.
Okay.
All right. Beautiful Black Woman.
Oh, man. That song right there, man, when I was in my feelings in that song, because I realized what black women go through. And this ain't not to be sappy with them or not like that, but when you really see it, what they go through, man, and what we sometimes put them through, whether you have a kid by them or not, that part of the game, I wanted to make an apology to the black woman, say, you know, it's time for us to be a man. You go and listen to that song talking about let's bring the family back. That don't mean that you got to be together to bring that family back. You know what I'm saying? You can work it out so that the kids can see solidarity in both. Cause the kids is the one that's conflicted. Cause a kid can't love their parents at the same time. They in separate houses. So at least see them together, working together. And I think that helps and it means something. So that's why I wrote that song. Man, you dig it, boy. Woo!
Let's talk about Poor Man's Story.
Oh, yeah, I'm just a poor man doing the best I can. Ain't got no ends. Just a couple people that said, who wants to be around a brother with no money and no ends? You know, it was that song that I felt like the hook was, where's the fame? Where's the glory? I figured out it's just my poor man story. Meaning that I'm poor, I'm not selling, I'm not doing something. I got to find it this way. The first trouble made me lose basketball. I'm not going to lose nothing else. You see what I'm saying? Rap is my passion. I transferred the basketball passion to rap, and I'm not going to do nothing to lose it. So I'm going to say, where's the fame? I'm going to find out just my poor man story. And I talked about who wants to, I'm that guy looking out the window. I'm that guy trying to hand you my demo, but your flossy ways made you forget about it, how it used to be. So I wanted to kind of paint that picture of rappers trying to make it, trying to do the best they can, and the ones that have make it, they've forgotten about where they used to be at. So that's what that song was written for.
Okay. Let's talk about No Jangle Movement.
No Jangle Movement. Here's the definition of no jangle. Never compromise who you are. You don't have to be ignorant to be successful. Respecting and recognizing those that came before you, taking the black face of shame off. No jangle. Bojangle was zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. So that's what we did. I wanted them to have a definition that you can remember. And we had the No Jangle movement, T-shirts, everything. And we was pushing it out there with a mindset is, if you respect and recognize those that walk before you, which is what you're doing with your thing, then you're going to respect, you're going to give oxygen to the people that walk before you. They made this sacrifice for you. Recognize, respecting King and X is saying that you didn't die in vain. You see what I'm saying? But if you look at how the world is now, King will be speaking like he was speaking on Boondocks. I did all this shooting for this, and y'all out here twerking and doing this stuff. You know what I'm saying? We can't make our ancestors feel like what they stood for and fought for is in vain. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason I did that song.
Okay, I like that. Let's talk about A Nation in Misery, Alienated and Lost.
Animal.
Yeah.
Animal, boy, and I called this, I forecast this. Think about right now. That definition came out in 2005. A nation in misery, alienated and lost. What are we doing now? Yeah. Are we alienated? Are we lost? Don't know who's what's real, it was that, because when I saw those people in New Orleans standing on houses begging for help, it looked like America was a third world country. Like these people in New Orleans when that flood came, that looks like something we would see watching somewhere else. But it was happening right then and there.
Right here.
So that's what sparked that song.
Yeah, okay. Let's talk about music inspiring real accomplishment, creating love everlasting.
Miracle.
Yeah.
That's the song and album with Emmett Till on there. I want it because it takes a miracle. That cover, that's a 2008 album, right before 2007. I recorded it right before Obama became president. It got a rose coming out the concrete, but in the clouds, it's this eyes of destruction. So I wanted to make music that can inspire real accomplishment, create love everlasting. That means that I am tempted to do an album in the midst of its height of negative, positive, trash rap, sexual rap and stuff. Here I am going to attempt to do something to reach your consciousness. It's going to take a miracle to do this. So that's why I put that album out. That's a song that got Emmett Till on there and stuff like that. So yeah, that was a good album for me. I had a couple of special guests on that album. I had Victor Tremel. I had DL. So I don't really team up with many rappers, but I like those and what they had to say on that particular album though. So I definitely had those guys on there with me because of what they stood for. Okay. Yeah.
Now we're gonna jump back because I know that Black Women is Beautiful song is on this album, Second is Lifetime.
Yeah. I had to put it back on there. Sometimes I pull the risk factor, I put another song back on there.
Yeah.
A Second is a Lifetime was the year after Obama became president. And on the cover, you see a bunch of stuff. You see people with their movements, other countries fighting. You see Obama. You see a rocket ship. You see missiles, all this stuff. Because just like that, a second can be a lifetime. 2019, going into 2020, I'm in the movie watching Bad Boy 3. And they say Kobe died. Just like that, a second was a lifetime. Just like that, in March, they shot the country down. COVID. So that's what that was saying, even back then. Okay. 1 second can just change everything.
The greatest story that was never heard till now.
Me. It's sure, yep, and that's the thing, man. And nobody to try to be somebody's nobody. The greatest story of now, because I feel that I'm unsung in a lot of ways, and I feel that you're going to hear it when I put it out. When you go back and really look at it, you'll be like, man, this dude was really trying to do something, you know what I'm saying? And still is. So that's why I always say, you cannot let nobody stop your grind. As long as God give you life, I always say GLW. Everything I do, even when me and you was getting ready to do this show, I said GLW, good Lord will. As long as it's good Lord will, then we can do it. GLW, you know, we glow. It's good Lord will. I want to, you put him first, and it's in his will and his mercy and his grace, you don't stop because somebody else stopped. They not rapping where I've been. I stopped rapping. I remember, you know what's funny how life is, Second Lifetime? I remember Game, the rapper Game, used to pick at rappers when he was in his 20s, talking about these old rappers rapping at 40. Now who's about to approach 40 and who's still rapping? Life will show you and humble you. Rap is not, what we got to teach young people as well as older people is that stop defining yourself by age. Because you tell your brain, when you say, I'm old, your brain says, okay, you're right. Because our brain is powerful. It's your thinking that changes everything. So when you start feeling like you're old, then your body starts to degenerate. You're old. That's why you see, I remember, quick Buck O'Neill story. Was in the museum, and I took the elevator to get up to the top of the museum, in the Jazz Museum. He walked up the stairs, and when the door opened, he said, how you gonna let, at that time, a 90-year-old beat you? He had so much life in him. You see what I'm saying? So he didn't go by old. And I got a new word for old. I tell people, don't call me no OG. Call me a classic G. You know what a classic is? An old car, you put boxes in it and leave it in the backyard. What you do with a classic? You update it and show them off on the weekend. Yeah. Yeah. It's all good.
Man.
Glitch in the Matrix, time traveling. Let me get to that. This is very important. Glitch in the Matrix, we don't travel. Yeah. Think about it. Old car, you put boxes in it, leave it in there. A classic car, you shine up and you show it off on the weekend.
Yeah.
So I'm a CG.
Yeah.
I'm a classic G, not an OG.
I like that. Classic car, yeah. Okay. Let's hit this one. Misery.
Exactly what it was. That, just talking about the pain and talking about things that we keep doing to each other. We still living in a loop. The UTFO had a song, Dr. Ice had a line. He says, I wear black, I never wear purple. If I drew a line where I rule, you'll walk in a circle. And we've been walking in circles, man. If I tell you right now, that's $1 million in Missouri, right? Mm-hmm. We can't use a car. I get to walk, and you get to go on a track. Let's say it's 10 miles from Missouri. You run on the track 10 miles, I walk 10 miles. Who's closer to Missouri? Don't let me stump you. Who's closer to Missouri?
You said if you walk and I get to go on a track.
We both got to go 10 miles. You're doing it on a track, and I'm doing it on a trail. Uh-huh. Who gets closer to Missouri?
Who gets closer to Missouri?
Yeah.
If you on the trail, I'm going on the track.
Exactly. Yeah. So what happened is, but you're still going to be tired, right? You're running 10 miles. So we're tired running on that track. So we are tired, but we're not progressing and walk. Because even walking, we'll get to add a song. On my song, I said, my cup run over. Even my spill will get you through it. Because that lady said that if I touch his cloak, I'm healed. Jesus didn't heal her. It was the thought that if she touched it, placebo effect, that she'll heal. We need more of that effect that I can do it no matter what. If not, stop saying I can do all things with Jesus to strengthen me if you don't really believe that. And get off the track and start going to a trail. You're trailing. You're trailblazing a path for young people to follow. We got to get our kids, our friends who still think of the same thing. I call it Channel 12 living. I'm on Channel 12. And it is lonely. When you're on Channel 12 doing what you're doing, it's lonely. It's like this long highway. You see cars every now and then. Those cars every now and then are like-minded people that you see. If you bored, go back to Channel 9. Every little dirt and thing you want would be right on Channel 9. I stay on Channel 12, man. I like the slow pace so I can see things. The Matrix, when he shot the gun, he was ducking, right? That was the greatest graphic we saw. Yeah. When a bullet hit his leg, a bullet hit his arm, right? Second movie, the bullets came, he stopped them in dead air, right? He looked at them. So I tell my students, when the bullets come at you, catch them and go, man, last year I'd be ready to fight. This bullet right here would have made me go to jail. And what did he do? He dropped, all the bullets fell to the ground, right? And it moved it. We got to do that with ourselves. We have to be on Channel 12 and not Channel 9. So we got to get off the track and get on the trail.
Yeah, I like it, man. I got several more. To go with this.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, so love, lust, defeat, deceit.
Good Jesus. Woo! Love, lust, deceit, defeat. You love, then you lust. And then you deceive and defeat the love you had in the first place. So it was an album that me and Alan did together, like a best of both worlds type of album, where we had talk about these scenarios of you cheating on your girl catches you. One guy was abusing this girl on the song, and at the end she kills him. You know, so we made an album that told stories, like basically a play, an album. It's a soundtrack to a book. That's what that album was. Great album.
Okay.
Did well in Georgia.
Did well? Okay.
Yes, Georgia.
Okay. Let's talk about FBOE, Fringe Benefits of Education.
Fringe Benefits of Education, man. Like I said, walked on, I saw a need. I used to speak at the college. Anyway, I was always at the college, went to college, always had some connection to the college. So I went there, Dr. Melanie Scott, she used to let me sit in the office. I had just got laid off from Sprint. So I'm sitting there with her. She said, come up to the school. You know, I'm making my little unemployment money. You know, and I'm sitting there and I'm speaking, and she had me go everywhere with her. And they was looking at, oh, did you work here or not? No, he don't work here. But she was setting the table for me to start a program. It was a need for it. And then when she got sick, Dr. McDowell stepped in, and we came up with John Daniels and community people a concept of how we would do it. But this time we would let the students write what they want, they need to help them further along in what they do. This is Jordan Spann and all those guys. You know, Bucks Baby, before he was really rapping like that. All these guys were my first, Delano Hill, who got the purpose patch hat. All these guys were my first group of kids at FBOE. You know what I'm saying? Because at that time, it was crazy. At that time, it was a bunch of little groups of programs out there. People do photo ops with these kids, and then they get their job and leave and stuff, and then their kids will come to me. Because some people, I always tell people, I knew I was going to be here because I fell in love with Wyandotte. I did because I wanted to try to position myself. I had offers at Butler, had offers at Payne College in Georgia. My son was still here, so I wanted to be here. A lot of these other guys, these other programs was a stepping stone. Just like I love what you do. It ain't been no stepping stone. You still committed to it. But there's a lot of guys, I won't name them because you know them. They come up with these little groups, little ideas. If it don't propel them, you got these rappers that'll come with these little movements, thinking that this is the way, let me do some positive rap right now. It's really in their heart, so it don't work out, it don't push their music. If you notice, I never blended FBOE with my music. Right. It's Roger Suggs.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because I didn't want nobody to say, oh, he just using that as a stepping stone. I work too hard as Vigilante. I don't need FBOE to be a stepping stone. Anything, FBOE benefited from Vigilante because they saw me speaking and rapping, what made them want me to come on the campus in the first place. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to be pure. That literally, I could show you in my inbox right now how much money out my pocket, I ain't got no sponsors or nothing, that I've given to students that's homeless. That's why we're trying to build a safe house. We put students up in hotels and extended stay. Them hotels, man, them $300 a month.
That's the next question, but let's
okay.
talk about it now. No,
Yeah.
Let's keep talking about it.
So when
why are you putting students up in these hotels? Because I think it's a travesty for what's going on.
So
we talking about it.
You'll make me be politically correct now. I'm gonna say this.
Well, you're drinking water, so we can't blame it on that.
I'm gonna say this. We gotta dig deeper and understand that everybody. If Emporia told me I can't stay, I don't know what I would have did my freshman year and have somewhere to stay besides T. White and the guys that was alphas. That because my brother was an alpha. That probably he did let us stay for a minute. He kicked us out. Me and Waddell. But we just gotta look deeper to understand that everybody can't go home.
Correct. And we're talking about. I'm going to say what it is. We're talking
different
about
dorms. Let's say it's different, but because now I found out it's other places too.
I did too. I did some research and was looking.
Okay, tell what you saw.
That's why I wanted to talk about it, because I was starting to ask some of the athletes and some of the students, hey, so at the winter break, after the first semester, saying what happens? Because when I was in school, we stayed through the whole semester. We never had to leave, didn't have to move out. We had a couple people that was from other places that couldn't go home. They didn't have no way home.
Like Africa or Jamaica.
Norway. We had a lot of players. It was some people that was in bad situations from here.
Couldn't go home.
Couldn't go home.
So, but you know what though? I'm gonna say this, and I'm not trying to be a politic, but this new dorm gonna alleviate all that. This new thing, because with Kansas City Community College, I can say that they was new to it. It was new. They said we're gonna go try this dorm thing out. So that it's the dorm situation at Kansas City Community College ain't even. I don't think it's even 5 years old.
Well, because it used to be in them apartments.
No. That's what I'm saying. The apartment. But see, you're dealing with Royal Ridge,
right?
Who, so you're outsourcing. It's basically you the school, but to get things fixed. They own and these part owners from somewhere else, like in California or somewhere. So best thing we can do is just build our own, and now you go to it. But during that time, you have until you get people like right now. We're looking for different people to come and be over those dorms. Now we're in the process of hiring somebody that's been in the dorm world that know the dorm life. We're looking for Sinbad. Remember Sinbad of Different Worlds? We're looking for that Sinbad type of person that could watch that and make sure that athletes and regular students get there. And this structure that they've built, everybody that ever went to that school gonna be jealous as you know what.
Oh, man, good.
It is the most amazing sight to behold what they are building that will be this semester at the end in June. It opens up to everybody. To students as well as athletes. But like I say, that was one of the byproduct of it was where these kids gonna go. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, even with coaching and everything, because you get told something, you get there, it's totally different. So I will say this: they are fighting to make that right. That's why they got that thing built very quick, because that way we won't have to ask them, "Can you fix this?" Because they had a mold issue. Can you fix that? Wasn't our problem. It was there. We even asked, can we pay the people and clean it up? No, we'll do that. So when you're waiting on somebody, after a while you gotta do it. That's why we become entrepreneurs, right? When you gotta wait for somebody, you gotta do it yourself. So that's what we did. And that dorm gonna blow everybody away.
Okay. So I gotta ask you this on the live before we break from the live. Because this I want everybody to see right now.
Okay.
All right. So how was you able to get that FBO, that program, picked up by the college, and Toyota? Like, talk about that.
GLW, good Lord will first, and finding a need. While everybody was talking about they want to put this program there, everybody was being self-centered about them. Like the program, I felt like I'm Otis. You ever watch The Temptation? One of my lines, I said, Rufford was a man, but I'd rather be Otis with my focus. Because Otis told David Ruffin, there's not one person bigger than the group. And who still got the group going? Otis do. Still Temptation, still performing to this day. So I saw a need that in the Northeast District, the first they go to that campus would be to a graduation. They never walked on the campus to see the studio, to see all the camera stuff, music, the nursing program. You know, it was like a jewel on this school. People going to Johnson County, they go, where were you going? Do you know what you have at this campus? Well, then when we take them to tour, they never been on the campus. They only went to the graduation or the basketball games that they have up there. That was it. So here's your tax dollar. They got one of the best, at the technical center, one of the biggest kitchens for the nails and getting your hair done and all that stuff. Massage, all that stuff is over there. Building houses, you know, auto detailing, everything, the music, everything, your music business class is all over there. They didn't see it. So I went there, hit into the hood, to the Wilsons and grabbing students and getting them to go to the class, literally getting them, going to Harmon, recruiting, District 500, going there, recruiting them and saying, y'all need to come here. Y'all need to come here. And I had a 98% retention rate. I always tell people, it ain't about just getting them to school, do they sustain themselves at school? So that's what happened, and they gave me an opportunity. They gave me an opportunity, and I had basically 6 months to do it, and I've been there for 15 years. Toyota.
Yeah.
You had all the guys, you know, the name guys, you know, Sean Edwards, Popper, my boy David Jordan, Mr. Drip, and all these other guys that did their presentation for Toyota. Me and Wilson came there, showed our presentation, they liked it. So when that presentation was over, Kansas City was the first trial for entrepreneurship for National Toyota. Then they went to Milwaukee and Atlanta, and all their stuff is based off of my movie. This is how you need to do it. If you're gonna go in the city, do it the way he did it. You know, so they called me back during COVID and said, hey, are you doing any movies? I really wasn't doing that, but yeah, I am. I'm doing 9 movies. And then we worked out a deal during COVID. I undercut because you know what you hear, due to COVID, we could do it after COVID. It would have messed up everything. So I said, I take this and run with it. And then we ran with it, and we enlightened business people there. I told the love-hate stuff with Wyandotte. The only thing I will say, I'm gonna say this live while they hear me, is most of the people that was in these movies that nobody ever asked them to do documentaries before, never promoted the movie. I had somebody sabotage the movie that was a part of it. So let me ask you a question. If I do a movie on you, right? I put your post up there, tell your story, and I tag it on your page, would you delete it?
No, sir. I'm gonna share it.
Exactly. Just like I didn't delete your stuff. Family. You saying you got me on your podcast, yeah. I'm sharing it, right? Yeah. Well, these people was deleting it because they felt that they had did something with them. They should be higher. They should have got it instead of me. Look, they brought me to the game, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say you say, Raj, we're going to this mentorship place, and you know you might get a chance, they might get me. Let's say they get me instead of you, right?
I'm gonna be happy.
Okay, but I'm sure what I did. This is gangster. What I did though. I'm gonna interview you. You're gonna be in the movie too, though. I turn around and interview them. I didn't have to interview them. Yeah. I interviewed them, and they still hate it. It blew me away. Like what? To show my support, Theo, I said, I want to interview y'all. Yeah. Let me film. Great story. They got like 60 platforms. I went to there's not one poster, not one trailer, or nothing on their site. Even my girl in Atlanta, Betsy's like, wow, what's going on? So watch this. I tag her in it. I'm gonna put it on the page. It's deleted within about 5 minutes. So I stopped promoting that movie at all. I said, we don't need that movie. You know what I'm saying? Because there's not one person bigger than this whole movie. This was about the community out here. And Wyandotte caught a break. This was a Missouri board commission thing. And we went over to Missouri and brought it to the dot. Giving dot national law. We're in the Kansas Business Journal. We're in Pitch Weekly. Well, you know what we weren't in? We went on Fox 4, 41, 5. I'm saying it now. I want people to know. None of the media, none of them, news media. Channel 5 is in Kansas, Mission, Kansas. That's a Kansas thing. And you gonna tell me Wilson, Holtz, Christopher Williams with the multiple heart transplant, Keisha, Miss Lash, who got 2 stores, one at the Plaza, one at Oak Park Mall, is not good enough to be on your show to talk about this entrepreneur stuff? There's got to be a Wyandotte thing. Somebody wrote a letter to Kansas City Star saying, why would Wyandotte do something? The media don't come unless it's negative. They go to Johnson County and celebrate what they do, but they don't come here. So we had a national release through National Toyota. They're saying, I don't know what's going on with your city. Other people's picking it up, but yet they're not. All you got to do is Kansas Magazine. It's called Kansas Magazine. The Kansas City Magazine got us, and that was it. Kansas Magazine, Pitch Weekly, and the Globe. And I think Jordan did one thing on us. But that was it. But the local news who do all kinds of stories. I work with Thurman Mitchell, the late great Thurman Mitchell. I know how news works. I know the cycles. I know what days they do, community stuff, and everything. When Miss Ford was here, who's now in Tampa, she came and did FBOE. I'm coming down and do that. We're going to film it. 2019, she did that. Then she went to Tampa. But other than that, I saw Holmes today on 41. He was in Wyandotte because at the grocery store, and Price Choppers packed, people getting food and stuff because of the storm or whatever. And I said, hey, man, pull out my little card. Check your inbox. But the thing I'm saying is, I sent national. I didn't send it. The national people sent the press release. You know how this goes. This is national press release. This ain't from me, like me doing my little freestyle way of doing it. This is the big boys doing it. Sitting there, but yeah, I'm getting interviews from everybody else, but not your hometown. National love over local neglect. All news stations ignored everything that we did. We're working on our 3rd season. Erica Jones' story. It's a controversial story, but man, you need to check out that story. It deals with, the barbecue thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You whatever side you stand on that ain't for me to do. I'm just painting the picture. Miss Tower's story. You know what I'm saying? Her story. She's on there. She got a great story in there. So all these people that we did, and we wasn't good enough to be on there, man. So that's why I grind so like I do. I grind. And I don't want revenge. I want to show you what you're supposed to do when you make it. You're supposed to give back and not forget. And the town, it's Wyandotte's fault, though, because we're so into get along, go along games, like Kwame say, that we would rather stop somebody because we think it take away from me. You blowing up, doing what you do with these kids ain't stopping me. You're inspiring me. You inspire me to get better. I'm on Truth. I'm mad because I'm on Truth. We're going to give T-shirts away. Truth going to help sponsor this stuff, too. I want to sponsor to give you some shirts and hoodies brought to you by Truth. So that's what we do. That's what me and Parallel Clothing was able to do. I love them. Mikhail and Joshua, we're able to do a commercial together, work together, and say that we can win together. That's why you see my hashtag, I'm the people's choice without the vote. Because we ain't been voted on no people's choice on nothing. And you can't tell me Truth ain't doing their thing. We ain't doing our numbers as an activist. We the only movie thing that got a national sponsorship where we can get mentioned. So that's what I'm doing it for. I'm doing it for a whole different reason, but it ain't for revenge, because I got students that are doing stuff, creating books. Deja George got books out with black kids in it that she draw her own. Not no generic pictures that they put in the book. She's drawing the book and putting it out there. We got a guy that's Oscar, who's a graphic guy, top, second to none. Second to none when it comes to putting his graphics out there. We got students that are doing things. We got Kiana, she's a singer. She got her own business trying to be a pharmacist. So I'm trying to hook up with Dr. Samari and people like that so they can get somewhere, man. And so they can come back and do something for us. That's what we got to do, man. And that's what you're doing. And I salute you. I know I'm getting hyped, but Wyandotte got to stop this, man. Wyandotte got to stop hating, man. Yeah. And grumpy rappers. Where the camera at? Grumpy rappers. Cut it out. I was through with it before you knew what to do with it. You rappers call me in my inbox about podcasting, how to do your clothes and everything else, but yet y'all can't mention our stuff, share our stuff. Don't make me expose inboxes, and if you try to delete it, I already screenshot it. Bars.
That's what this platform is, to bring the truth, the reason.
And love the
You
kids.
see what I'm saying? And always love the kids in the community. That's it. I appreciate you being real.
Man, it's a great show,
here.
man. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe.
We ain't finished. We about to just be done with our live, and then we gonna finish up. I want you to do something while we right here, though, on the live at the end. Tell them where they can find, the apparel, where they can support and all that. Let's go.
TruthTheReason.com. That's TruthTheReason, all ran together.com. You can find the movies. You can find our safe house. Donate to us. Cash App, money symbol, truth, pay. And it goes there. You ain't gonna get no Umar Johnson. I'm gonna put the safe house where it's supposed to be at. Salute to Earl Watson that donated $1,000 to us. So support people that's trying to make a difference, because your indifference makes all the difference in the world. And salute to Kansas Community College. You need to enroll to a great school that's actually doing things to help people out. Come on out there. We'll show you. We'll show you better than we tell you. And my man here, Theo, go get the Dynasty Click new album. Long Overdue should be the name of the album.
Yeah, World
Please.
Dying.
Yeah, they do their thing.
Who is out there?
Yep, so support people. Want to see people win, man. Yeah. We're not underdogs no more. We overdogs. Ain't no under. We over.
All right. We're going to end our live stream segment, then come back to finish up. I got to tell you, tonight's live stream is brought to you by New Wall Street, an investment education community. Our episode partner is Wilson's Pizza and Grill, 1801 Quindaro Boulevard in KCK. Shout out to Mr. Wilson.
That's right.
Our venue partner, shout out to my guy TJ here at Kinship Cafe, 719 North 6th Street in KCK. And then our segment partners, Drip Ultra Pure Water. Shout out to David Jordan. And then shout out to Miss Erin Jones with Sweetie's Tea.
Good tea, boy. Man, that stuff is good, boy.
Oh, man. All right, I'm Coach Mo, and we'll see you next time. We out.